What if I told you there was a way for any of your legendary creatures to look at a removal spell and say,
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving!
well, that's a strong sentiment, I agree with it, and there's a way to do it using this commander. Alright, here we have my Legends Never Die deck, where all the legendary creatures in the deck, as long as you have your commander out, can give the middle finger to any direct removal spells that aren't exile. So for those who don't know what he does, this is RATADRABIK of Urborg. For 2 white-black, you get a 3/3 zombie wizard with Vigilance and Ward 2. It also says other zombies you control have Vigilance. It also says, whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a copy of that creature except for it is not legendary, and it is a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. So any other legendary creatures in this deck, you can basically run them into combat, and as long as it's the original copy, you don't care if it dies. If they hit it with a direct removal spell, say Hero's Downfall or something like that, you don't care, it's coming back. They basically have to kill it twice. If they decide to sweep the board, still doesn't matter. Yes, everything will die, but any legends that are not RATADRABIK, they're coming back as copies, and they got to deal with that as well. So, I've broken the deck down into column categories here. The first column here is basically protection spells. Things that will keep RATADRABIK alive long enough to get him to do his thing. We got, Indestructibility with Selfless Savior, Dauntless Bodyguard. We have Protection from Color with God's Willing and Alseed of Life's Bounty, and we have Boon of Safety to put a shield counter on the creature as well. So just things to just prevent it from dying in combat or dying while you're trying to clear board or whatever. We also have the pile of mana rocks that most people are going to run just to kind of keep the mana curving smooth and ramp into some of our bigger stuff, because some of our legends do cost 7 mana or so. And then we also have the brand new Relic of Legends. For 3 colorless, you get a tap, add 1 mana of any color. Generic mana rock. Most people hate these three mana things. But this one has a bonus. Tap an untapped legendary creature you control. Add 1 mana of any color. That means all of the legendary creatures in our deck double up as mana rocks, and the summoning sickness on them doesn't matter. This column is what I call the good stuff column. It's just, basic things that work well with the deck. We have a Lithiform Engine. You can copy the trigger off of RATADRABIK or a trigger off of a dying creature if it has a death trigger, or you can copy the trigger of something coming into play, whatever. And then we have Shielded Restoration and Late to Dinner, just ways of resurrecting things that have died. Sometimes maybe RATADRABIK's died several times, and you really can't afford the commander tax anymore. Well, then you just let him go to the graveyard and use this to suck him back up and get him back on the board and going again. And then Anointed Procession makes copies of tokens. Well, guess what? If your things die and they turn into tokens, you get 2 of them with this out. Pretty good. And then this column here, number 4, is what I call the removal column. Yes, it's a lot of removal, but yes, you need a lot of removal. We have, Bloodchief's Thirst, Bone Shards, which works really well to kill other planeswalkers, and you can just sack one of your legendary creatures. It'll die as long as RATADRABIK's around. It's going to come back as a copy anyways, and you get to kill their thing. So you get to keep the benefit of the card and kill their thing. There's no downside there. Fateful Absence, Valor Stance. Now this one also can double up as an indestructibility, but oftentimes or not, you're going to use it as removal. Rite of Oblivion and Vanishing Verse. Sometimes you just need to exile something and get it out of the game for good, and that's what these are here for. Citywide Bust. This is really good for the deck because RATADRABIK is a 3/3, and a lot of the legends in our deck are 3/3s or lower anyways. So they're going to dodge this. So if your opponent's like just slamming big fat beef, you do this, their stuff's going to die, most of your stuff's going to live, and even if your stuff dies, if you have the commander out, it's coming back as a 2/2 zombie, so this is really nice. And then you got your basic wraths. You got, Kaya's Wrath, Doomscar. I put Elspeth Conquers Death in here just to get back some of the planeswalkers as well as the creatures that keep dying. Meathook Massacre because it's the best black removal spell in mass removal. And then Farewell. This card originally was Urza's Ruinous Blast. There's only one problem. In this format, there's too many freaking legendary permanents. It doesn't do what you need it to do. On top of that, if somebody sits there and just kills your stuff left, right, and center, you're never going to be able to cast it. Plus, I got nailed right upside the head the other day with a colorless deck that was full of artifacts. I couldn't do much about the deck. This is your answer to that deck. These two columns, however, though, these are the legendary creatures. I had to break it up into two columns because there's just so many they wouldn't stay on the screen. So, you know, we got the gives the middle finger as they enter the room type stuff, enters the battlefield triggers. So we have Gaunty, Lord of Luxury. If it dies and comes back as a zombie, you get another trigger of stealing their stuff. We're gonna move up the list here. Gisa, Glorious Resurrector. This thing is fun because if you swipe and kill one of their legends, and then it comes back on your side with a decayed counter, or well, it gains decayed, I should say, and it dies, it'll go back to their graveyard, but you'll get a copy of it as a 2/2 zombie because of the commander. That's kind of fun. We got Aaron Benalia's Ruin, which, you know, you can sacrifice your legends, they'll come back as 2/2s, and you get to put counters on everything when it happens. So that's kind of nice to have. Combo, Console of Allocation, he's just fun to have around, and it's hard to get rid of if you have your commander. Braids of Risen Nightmare, same thing. You're going to sacrifice some of your stuff. It'll come back as a 2/2, and you make them have to do the choice. You can sack your stuff, or I get to draw a card and you lose 2 life. It's a win-win for me. Vito, Thorn of the Duskgrows. This thing will win you games outright. Even if, you know, you don't have a ton of life gain in the deck, his activated ability will oftentimes just win the game right after. If you untap with him, you're probably going to win. Adeline, Resplendent Cathar. Just great for filling the board with threats. But one thing to note with this card, if it dies and the commander's on the board and it comes back as a 2/2, it loses the modifier where its power is equal to the number of creatures on the board, because RATADRABIK's ability overwrites that and it just comes in as a 2/2 and does not increase in power. Found that out as I was playing. Elas Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. You know, just a way to ping and get things going. But note, if it dies, you don't get the ping off of herself dying. You only get it off of other creatures dying. Tomic, Distinguished Advocate. It's a 2/3 flyer. It's just a fun little flyer to throw in here because I'm kind of pushing it with my legends in the count in this deck. But sometimes the land thing comes into play. Sometimes you get somebody who's like trying to do a land-centric deck with like Soul of Windgrace or something like that. This card screws that deck over so bad. Thalia, Guardian, and Fraben. Sometimes you just need to mess up with the stuff, but you gotta be careful because you do have a lot of non-creature permanents in your deck, and this can shoot you in the foot too. And then Embrose, Dean of Shadow, Shyly, Dean of Radiance. I like this better for the Embrose side of the card rather than the Shyly side, because you can do combat tricks with Embrose. Like, you can use his activated ability to hit one of your legends that are in combat that you know is going to die, even if you put the +1/+1 counter on it. But then you can hit it, it'll die in combat with the other opponent's creatures. They'll lose their creature, you lose yours, but then you get to draw a card, and then if RATADRABIK's out, it comes back as a zombie anyways. So it's just a great little combat trick there. And then going back down this row, more legends. Rankle, Master of Pranks. This is funny because you're just like, oh, each player sacrifices a creature. Okay, I'll sack a legend, it'll come back as a 2/2. Oh, you lost your creature. Sorry. Shield of the Apocalypse, because hey, she's brand new and she works really good and she'll just keep, you know, the pain train rolling. Lord of the Duskgrows. This is another one of those creatures that I would call gives the middle finger as it goes out the door. When another creature dies, you put a +1/+1 counter on a Land of the Duskgrows, and when she dies, you create X11 vampire tokens with lifelink equal to her power. So, you know, as things are dying, she'll get bigger. As things continue to die, and she eventually dies, you're going to get her to go off, get you a bunch of 1/1s, and she'll come back as a 2/2, which then it dies, it gains the stuff and then dies again. So it just keeps on rolling down the hill. It's really funny. Teysa Karlov. Now this is the queen of going out the door, waving the middle finger high. Any creature that's got a death trigger, including RATADRABIK, gets doubled. So if something dies, it's going to double up again and go and keep going. So you're going to get 2 tokens off of RATADRABIK. You're going to get, you know, multiple triggers of other things going off as they die. We got Ao Vidonsky, which works really well with Teysa. You'll get 2 triggers off of this. You either get to put counters on your stuff, or you get to start digging and trying to get answers and get more threats on the field. Really good with a board wipe, because then you just start flicking threats out of your deck onto the board. And if RATADRABIK's out, you also get a copy of the dragon as a 2/2 flyer. God of Eternal Catcher, as you're flinging spells, you're going to get 4/4 zombies. Plus, RATADRABIK's ability will give them vigilance, and if you have Teysa out, they'll gain lifelink. It's really fun. Junji the Midnight Sky, another one of those, death triggering guys. Sometimes if you have Teysa out, you'll just nuke their hand and nuke them for 4 life right there on the spot, or maybe you need to just start bringing stuff back that's been dying. Either way, it's a really good card to have in here. And then this guy got screwed originally. He was a crap uncommon in the original Dominaria set, and he never got a new card in Dominaria United. I'm still a little bitter about that. However, Arvad the Cursed, for 3 white black, you get a 3/3 Vampire Knight with Death Touch and Lifelink. Other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2. It's his time to shine. He is going to pump every single creature in your deck that is legendary by 2, making them harder to kill, hit harder, and just make your opponent's life miserable. Liesa, Forgotten Archangel, she's going to start bringing your stuff back because you're trying to get your legends to die anyways to get token copies of them, and she'll just bring the original copy back for you to recast the next turn, and you just keep chaining it. So sometimes you can have 3-4 of those zombie tokens that are copies of a legend that you might keep recasting. It's just great. Hourglass Coven. This card, if you don't want it in the deck, you don't have to run it. This is an alchemy card from the Baldur's Gate set. For 4 black, you get a 3/3 that generates 2 more copies of the Hourglass Coven as other types of warlocks. And if it dies, the original copy, it'll come back as another zombie, and you'll get 2 more split copies. That's why I run it, because you can basically get 5 creatures out of 1 cycling of death of it. It's really funny. And then we also have Elishnorn and Grand Cenobite, plus your creatures minus their creatures, and if it dies, it comes back as a 2/2 and still does the same thing. There's no downside there. And same thing with Shieldred Whispering One. It brings creatures back and makes them sack creatures, and if it dies, well, it's a 2/2, so what? It's not really there for its 6/6 body, it's there for its abilities. And then this column is the Planeswalker column. These are all Planeswalkers that I think work well in the colors. Liliana Dreadhorde General to generate card advantage, zombie tokens, sacrificing creatures. The ultimate's not really there, but if you get there, you've won the game. So we also have Kaya the Inexorable. For 3 white black, you can put a Ghost Form counter on a creature, which is nice to put one of those on RATADRABIK so he didn't come back if they wipe the board or if they start, trying to kill him. Exile a permanent for -3, and then the -7, if you get there, is at the beginning of your upkeep, you can cast a legendary spell from your hand or your graveyard. So, with all the legendary things in the deck, yeah, it seems like a pretty good card in there. We also have Elspeth Resplendent. She can put counters on things, which I like. You can flip cards off your library and put them onto the battlefield, or you can create angels. The big thing is actually the counter, to try to put like flying and first strike and things like that on your creatures to try to get them through, or to look for something to try to shore up the board. We also have Sorin Vengeful Bloodlord. Gives your stuff lifelink, which will help pad your life total and get you through the game. The +2 will ping stuff. Not the worst thing in the world, but not the most important part. The resurrection is the most important part. For -X, you get to get a creature card from your graveyard. So as your stuff dies, or you're trying to get stuff back, or maybe you need to recycle one of your legends, you go ahead and minus him, bring it back, and you have it to go all over again. We also have Liliana of the Veil. 1 black. Each player discards a card, which works well with the resurrection stuff that's in here. Target player sacks a creature, or you can do the whole separate into 2 pile sacrifice thing if you get there. Not the most important part of the card. But the creme de la hilarious of this deck is actually this. Luxior Giada's Gift. For a colorless, you get an artifact equipment. It's legendary. That says equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each counter on it. So if you have stuff with +1/+1 counters or some other type of counters on it, it gets bigger. Equipped permanent is in a planeswalker and is a creature in addition to its other types. and its loyalty abilities can still be activated. So the loyalty counters would then give a Planeswalker power and toughness. So you pay 1, you equip Planeswalker, it's a creature. It dies, it comes back because of RATADRABIK's ability as a 2/2. I had this happen with Kaya the Inexorable. I had -3 to remove one of their things, and they decided to kill her the next turn, and she came back as a 2/2, and I immediately -3'd her to nuke their stuff because the loyalty counters come back on her still at base rate. So even if it's a 2/2 creature, you still get that, and then if you put the Luxior back on it again, it's going to go back up for however many loyalty counters that are on the 2/2 zombified Planeswalker. But that's enough yapping out of me. Let's get to the gameplay and see what you guys think. Okay, we got us a shielded deck. Let's hit it. I'll keep it. Probably shoot myself for not being able to play that Tomic on turn 2, but we'll see. Go ahead and drop that, and Luxior. Oh, really? Okay. Well, get me punished for this at least. Okay, that's fine. That's just one less removal spell they have to throw at my stuff. So right now the plan is to get RATADRABIK online next turn. They missed a land drop, so... Alright, Shieldred's coming. Ruinous Blast doesn't do us any good because she's legendary. But it can take out one of Little Dreams, so... There is that. But we'll get him up and running. I'll drop Arvad next turn. Oh, we got a Lily the Veil. Okay.
I'll have this fight finished before brunch.
Maybe I don't. Maybe.
I've always hated
Maybe. Well, he just took. Well, I haven't that. Maybe I just do that and get rid of his Unreal Dreams and his Cold Steel Heart because he seems to be mana screwed. Oh, it's creatures, right? Ah, this doesn't count the sword. Okay, that's fine. I'll just play her. Pass turn. It's a pity I couldn't use it, even though that's a legendary permanent. I don't use those legendary spells very often. Oh well. Wow, okay. All that to get rid of one little 2/2.
Don't overthink things.
I think I'm discarding her only for the fact that I can't cast her anytime soon.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all.
Mika done. Okay. I mean, you can make me sack him. I don't care. Alright. Let's play RATADRABIK back out again. Now he's in top deck mode for cards, so let's see what happens. Of course, if he keeps top decking removal, I'm just gonna be like, screwed. Yeah, whatever. Alright, Okay, I got Kaya. That's good. Let's do -3 on Shieldred. That's the go.
If the job is wrong,
Right to the command zone.
change the terms. And stay gone.
That way he's not gaining life off of it. No, he's not this next turn. Oh, I forgot I can do this. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and put this on her. That way if he has something to hit it, it'll come back as a 2/2. So... Whispering Line. Okay, that's fine. Watch this trick. Hey, guess what? I get to do this now. Bye.
Too easy.
We'll go ahead and do the same thing and quit. One of the very few case uses of Arvad the Cursed. Alright, let's see here. Now, the problem with the Bruinous Blast is now it would exile the Kaya. Let's put a Ghost Form counter on RATADRABIK, so if he kills it, it'll come back.
I got you.
And... let's see here. Let's go ahead and drop the Veto. And a Skyclave Relic, because I can. And I'm going to attack with Arvad and RATADRABIK. Because if he blocks either one of them, Shieldred's dead, and if he blocks RATADRABIK, I just lose the Ghost Form counter. And Veto triggers too, so... bonus. I love that stupid little Luxior juggle trick. Not many people actually realize that'll happen too. Yeah, I just activate this and kill him. Everything's got lifelink. Huzzah! Good game. Oh, that was fun. Shieldred's not very good if you can't keep her on the board. Ivy. Oh man, I've not seen this one yet. I've been brewing one, but I haven't got it together yet. I am not keeping this hand. I got mana screwed out of the last game I played. That's better. Set this to black. I have yet to figure out why anybody really plays this card. It's not good. It doesn't do what you want it to do. Because most people are not playing, you know, the stuff that would make it good. It's like, do I want Dean Ambrose or do I want RATADRABIK? I gotta read her real quick. Other than Ivy. So he has to play a creature and have another spell ready to go. I think I'm going to play RATADRABIK because he doesn't have mana to counter it right now. He's likely not going to be able to bounce it without just consuming his entire turn. And it just makes more sense. If he had another creature out, I'd probably leave the mana open to kill something, but alright, at this juncture though, that might be the case. Alright, let's go ahead and swing. And we will what? I think I'm gonna get Ambrose up. Again, he's still got to get another creature down and have something to hit to actually get the copies. So, I mean, hey, if you want to fight that, I mean, I'm okay with that. All right. Let's go ahead and swing. Okay. I'm sure you're not going to target Ivy with that. Let's do... What do I got here? I can only remove it. That's all I can do. So let's just go ahead and shoot her. Boop. Got another one? I had to, because otherwise he could Black RATADRABIK, and then it would be just a complete board blowout. Alright, what to do, what to do. Well, I guess for now, let's swing. And then... Well, if I'm going to run something into a counterspell, I'd rather it be Adeline over Liesa. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play Shyly. I think it's worth my while, especially since I can use that to pump the soldier tokens that come off of Adeline. Blocky. Really? Well, mine's coming back, so... Oh, let's see here. What to do, what to do. I guess it's time for Liesa. And let's see, we got a 3/4. So let's attack with her because she's got vigilance. Get the token, and then activate her ability. Oh, they gave up. All right. I won the War of Attrition. Joda the Unifier. Alright, here we go. 5 color legends again. I don't know if I've ever actually beaten this deck yet. But that is a clutch full of removal. have the possibilities here. Fatal push. Okay. What are things I will exile for 100? Oh joy, more things to exile. Oh, for now. Let's do shielded. Banishing Light. Jeez. He's giving me all kinds of things I need to exile now. It's like, dude. That double white is just freaking killing me right now. No. It is what it is. Alright, there's a Joda. Hey, there's double white. Thank you. Have a nice day. It's each player, right?
Just gotta hunt.
Slow the pain train down a little bit.
Stay gone.
Now my plan is to Elspeth Conquers Death, the Banishing Light, to get my Shieldred back. Oh, it's just freaking lovely. So, Conquering Death. Give me this back. I want to protect Shieldred.
Don't worry.
I'm gonna bone shards the Ilhard. Auto pay. Oh wait, cancel. I'm not sacking a creature. I want to discard a card. What the crap? I thought I clicked that. Oh, I have to. Never mind. I can't. That's what it's doing. Never mind. I suck. It got all tappy. I was like, what is going on here? Didn't realize that was a Phyrexian tower. Okay. I mean, it's gonna die anyways, so why would I block?
Well, this job was a bust.
Yeah. All right, let's. What do I do with that? Oh, he blocked the token. Okay, he did what I didn't think he would do. Alright, we're gonna do the Skyclave Relic because I need to make the mana. Alright, yeah, we'll let it go. There's not too many things I'm scared of that he could possibly drop out of that deck, but we'll see. Okay, he didn't have anything. So let's do and block 4 of it. Let's block here and God's willing throw red. Don't need that anyways. Blink your boar. Let's do. I'm just trying to think. Do I want to ping or kill those? Yes, I do. Because I can get both of these back as copies, and Shieldred will come back to my hand. Because she had the counter on her. It's like that was fun. Alright. Okay. So now he loses when I draw or he draws, as long as the Shieldred and Veto stick around. And I can recast Shieldred this turn. Because if he spends all his mana replaying Joda, it's like, okay. Alright, I'll get Veto back. Yes, take action. Give me cards.
Waste not, want not. I'll find a use for you. They were a lousy servant and death is enlightening.
I'm okay with all that. Alright, let's do Shieldred. Okay. Let's make a zombie. Let's do what? Rankle? Yeah, let's do Rankle. I'll sack the zombie token. Dink and Doink. I don't want him having a card. Sunlit Marsh can go to Fairy's Protection. Wow. Okay. Oh, and I have 7 cards. All right. That's a thing. Alright, he's got Ilharg on the top, and we know that. Oh, and it's a land. Alright. So... the veto combo made him scoop. So what I was probably gonna do was plus Liliana, make a zombie token, sacrifice it to bone shards, kill the Chota. I would have drawn a card, which would have triggered Shieldred again, so he would have took 2 and went to 11. And then swung for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if I gave him lifelink, that would have been lethal. So yeah, the play would have been to do that. Make a token, kill Joda, lifelink, swing for the win. So finally beat the damn Joda deck. Alright, I might get a taste of my own medicine here. I just killed somebody because of Shieldred. Now I'm facing it down. Alright, yeah. I'll say hello back. Potomac down. Has to read the card. Everybody has to read this card because nobody knows what the hell it does. Alright, so we're about to get a turn 2 Shieldred. Thanks, Dark Ritual. We'll pitch Vito, because I can always try to get him back with a resurrection spell later. It's time for RATADRABIK. I wish I could get a Planeswalker on the board to show the Luxior trick, but I have yet to catch that on film again since I screwed up my original recordings. Let's go play it so it's out there. I'll get Tomic back. Yeah, we'll take that. He's back. I mean, if he's spending his entire turn killing my commander, I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. You gain life. Ugh, that is ugly. Alright. You know what? If he wants to block, I'm okay with that. Alright, end turn. Double uh-oh. Alright, it'll be Ellis that gets sacrificed, so I need to be able to punch through. Alright. So let's hit him for 2. he gains life, then Junji is not the sacrifice this turn. If I get a land, I can recast RATADRABIK, then Junji becomes dangerous. So Tomic goes down. That's fine. Let's go ahead and swing for 5. And then I'm just gonna Wrath. We'll just Doomscar. The Doomscar goes off. Okay. I'm gonna... Let me look at my graveyard. Is there anything that's worth getting back? No, not really. Let's make him lose his stuff. And then I'll wrap again. Because I can. Trying to think of what I want to do here. Yeah, let's go ahead and get the Glorious Resurrector down. He must have a kill spell in hand. Or something, because he had something instant speed because the system hung up. Five, 6, 7. Yeah, I knew it. That instant speed feign death was the only thing that kept him from dying. I thought I had him. Alright, let's just get RATADRABIK back down. There's 7. What he's doing. She costs 8 now. Arch. Ah, he was trying to figure out how much he could pay to march my guy. I'm gonna decline that because there's no way I'm recasting him again. Yawgmoth, oh boy. Alright. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's a thing. Ooh. Yeah, we'll do it with the kicker because I got no other reason to do it. Let's go Drana. I mean, you can put a -1/-1 on it. I don't give a shit. That counter's just going to disappear here in a second. Oh, you son of a... That's just mean. Thanks for the card. Nothing to write home about, though. That's dangerous. I need a kill spell, like, really quick. Oh, shoot. Well, that doesn't do me a whole hell of a lot of good, now does it? +1, +1 for each counter. Wait. Wait a minute. Does this work? Whoops! I didn't realize that was the way that would work. Okay, that's good. All right, well, I got rid of the thing that mattered. Doesn't matter. It just he put another counter on it and it just kept grinding it up. Wow. Fringe interaction at its best. That's nuts. Hey, you know. I'm gonna decline. I'm gonna block it with Mangara. Because I'll get him back. Oh, wait, no. I'll just take the hit. I didn't realize. Oh, he has Menace. Duh. He's a great big derp. All right. Alright. I'm gonna let him have the card this time. I get a free card, so... He can have the card. I don't care. I'm gonna block with Mangara. Because I'll get him back. Come on. Oh. That could be really good or really bad, depending on how I use it. I'm just curious if I should nuke this board into the middle of next week. I really should. It's like, okay. Doesn't, like, really do anything. Still doesn't do anything. Yeah. Time to go, let's see. creatures, artifacts. Done. I know I'm losing my Luxior, I know I'm losing my Arcane Signet, I know I'm losing everything, but I think he's worse for the wear losing all of that. Is it just forever a 2/3 no matter how many negative counters he puts on it? It must be. It must be like it just returns it to base form. Yes, this time I will put it back to post. I got nothing in there, so I'm guessing he's gonna go tutoring or bring something back. This game has been nutty. I'm sure he went to get something that could break the game open, so that's a problem. Now the problem with that is that if I play mine, he's just gonna make Henrika sacrifice it. That's the freaking problem. Same thing with RATADRABIK. So in this case, I'm actually gonna wait. I'd rather have him transform her and then drop my Shieldred. Or he can take my Junji, that's a problem. Because if he sacrifices the Junji and makes me discard Shieldred, well, then I don't get it anyways.
Your corpse will make an excellent minion. This looks like a fun new toy.
Okay, he transformed it. Thank God for some favors. Alright, so it's Shieldred along with the Savior. I'm gonna make him use that freaking Liliana if he wants to do that. I just don't want to make him discard the stupid thing. Uh-oh. That's a huge problem.
Good help is easy.
I think I'm screwed at this point without a board wipe. Pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. You gain 8. Yep. Yep. Yep, that's all I got is RATADRABIK. Good game. That's all I have left. Adios.